Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans and history buffs alike, gather round as we dive into the electrifying world of boxing's most iconic showdown. The year was 1971, and the stage was set for a clash that would forever be etched in the annals of sports history. Two titans of the ring, Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, were about to collide in what would become known as the fight of the century. Picture this: Madison Square Garden, New York City, March 8th. The air is thick with anticipation, the crowd buzzing with excitement. In one corner stands the charismatic, lightning-fast Muhammad Ali, the self-proclaimed greatest of all time. In the other, the relentless, hard-hitting Joe Frazier, the reigning heavyweight champion. Both undefeated, both hungry for glory, both destined for greatness. But this wasn't just any fight. Oh no, this was a battle that transcended sport. It was a cultural phenomenon, a political statement, a clash of ideologies. Ali, the draft-dodging, anti-establishment hero, versus Frazier, the blue-collar workers' champion. The world watched with bated breath as these two warriors prepared to settle their differences in the most primal way possible, with their fists. Let's break it down, shall we? In Ali's corner, we had a man who floated like a butterfly and stung like a bee. His lightning-fast jabs, his mesmerizing footwork, and his unparalleled ability to predict his opponent's moves made him a force to be reckoned with. Ali's strategy? To dance around Frazier, peppering him with quick jabs and combinations, all while avoiding Frazier's devastating left hook. And what about Smokin' Joe? Well, he was a different beast entirely. Frazier was a pressure fighter, a man who thrived on getting in close and unleashing a barrage of punches that would make even the toughest opponents wilt. His signature move? That bone-crushing left hook that had sent many a fighter to the canvas. Frazier's game plan was simple, yet effective. Cut off the ring, get inside Ali's reach, and unleash hell. As the bell rang for round one, the world held its collective breath. Ali, true to form, came out dancing, his feet moving with a grace that belied his size. Jab, jab, right hand. Ali's combinations were a thing of beauty. But Frazier was undeterred. He pressed forward, eating punches to land his own, his left hook always cocked and ready. Round after round, the two men battled. Ali's early dominance began to wane as Frazier's relentless pressure took its toll. The 15th and final round saw both fighters battered and exhausted, but still they fought on, neither willing to concede an inch. And then, in a moment that would be replayed for decades to come, Frazier landed that left hook. It was a punch that seemed to defy physics, a shot that came from the depths of hell itself. Ali, for all his skill and bravado, couldn't avoid it. He hit the canvas hard, the crowd gasping in disbelief. But Ali, ever the showman, ever the warrior, rose to his feet. He finished the fight on his feet, bloodied but unbowed. When the final bell rang, there was no doubt in anyone's mind. They had just witnessed something truly special. The judge's decision? Unanimous. Joe Frazier had done the unthinkable. He had defeated Muhammad Ali. The fight of the century had lived up to its name, and then some. But the story doesn't end there. Oh no. This fight was just the beginning of a trilogy that would define both men's careers. Ali and Frazier would meet twice more in the ring, each battle more grueling than the last. Their rivalry would become the stuff of legend, a testament to the indomitable spirit of two of boxing's greatest champions. So what made this fight so special? Was it the skill on display, the raw power, the clash of styles? Sure, all of those played a part. But what truly set this fight apart was the context in which it took place. Remember, this was 1971. The Vietnam War was raging, civil rights were at the forefront of American consciousness, and the world was changing at a breakneck pace. Ali and Frazier represented more than just two boxers. They were symbols of a divided nation. Ali, with his refusal to be drafted and his outspoken views on race and politics, was a hero to the counterculture. He was brash. He was bold. He was unapologetically black in a time when that was a dangerous thing to be. Frazier, on the other hand, was seen as the establishment's champion, a hard-working, no-nonsense fighter who let his fists do the talking. Their fight became a proxy for the larger cultural battles being waged across America. It wasn't just about who was the better boxer. It was about whose vision for America would prevail. And let's not forget the sheer spectacle of it all. This wasn't just a sporting event. It was the social event of the year. Frank Sinatra was there, moonlighting as a photographer for Life magazine. Norman Mailer was ringside, soaking in every moment for his future book. Burt Lancaster was doing color commentary, despite having no experience as a broadcaster. The fight was broadcast to 35 foreign countries. Cinemas across the nation showed it on closed-circuit television. The purse? A whopping $2.5 million for each fighter, an astronomical sum for the time. But beyond the glitz and glamour, beyond the cultural significance, what we witnessed that night was a display of pure, unadulterated boxing skill. Ali's speed and finesse against Frazier's power and tenacity. It was a chess match played out with fists, a battle of wills as much as a test of physical prowess. And let's take a moment to appreciate the sheer toughness of these two men. 15 rounds, 45 minutes of brutal, punishing combat. In an era before advanced medical knowledge about the long-term effects of such punishment, these two warriors gave everything they had, and then some. The aftermath of the fight was just as compelling as the bout itself. Ali, humbled by his first professional defeat, would use the loss as fuel for his comeback. Frazier, now the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, would find that the crown rested uneasily on his head. Their paths would cross again, of course. The rematch in 1974, won by Ali. And then the brutal, almost inhumane Thrilla in Manila in 1975, where both men pushed themselves to the very brink of human endurance. But it all started here, on that March night in 1971, the fight of the century. A moment when the world stood still, when two men stepped into a ring and made history. So there you have it, folks. The fight of the century, broken down and served up for your viewing pleasure. A clash of titans, a cultural touchstone, a moment frozen in time. Ali versus Frazier, more than just a fight, it was the stuff of legend. And aren't we lucky to be able to look back and appreciate it in all its glory? Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a sudden urge to hit the gym and work on my left hook. Until next time, keep your guard up and your spirits high.